If you're over 60 and you think walking is enough to keep you strong, I need you to hear this. Because the truth is, walking can keep your heart healthy, while your muscles quietly disappear anyway. And here's the most dangerous part. You won't notice it happening until one morning you struggle to stand up from a chair, or you grab the handrail just to climb 5 stairs, or your legs feel heavy and weak after a short trip to the mailbox. Most seniors blame age, but it's not age, it's muscle loss. And walking does almost nothing to stop it. You've been lied to your entire life about exercise. Doctors, magazines, even well-meaning family members all repeat the same slogan: just walk more. Get your steps in. 10,000 steps a day will keep you healthy. But a 2023 study out of the University of Missouri found something that shocked researchers. Adults over 60 who performed specific seated exercises improved functional strength 27% more than seniors who only walked 27%. That's not a small boost. That's the difference between lifting a grandchild and needing help getting out of the car. And Harvard researchers followed seniors for 18 months and saw something even clearer. The seated resistance group gained muscle, while the walking-only group lost it. Same age, same medical issues, completely different outcomes. Why doesn't anyone talk about this? Because walking is a billion-dollar industry. Shoe companies, fitness trackers, treadmills, step count challenges. They built an empire on the idea that walking is the ultimate senior exercise. But orthopedic surgeons have known the truth for decades. Walking is great for circulation and mood, but it does not create the resistance signal. Your body needs to protect muscle and bone after 60. That signal is what stops a condition called sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. It starts earlier than most people realize, roughly 3 to 5% per decade, after 30, and it accelerates after 60. By 70, many adults have lost up to 30% of their strength. And no, you cannot walk your way out of that, but you can fight it with a chair and 5 movements that surgeons now prescribe like medicine. In today's video, I'm going to show you my 5 chair exercises that work better than walking for strength, balance, and independence. We're going from ost 5 to the least to most powerful. And the number 1 movement at the end is so effective that surgeons prescribe it after hip replacements because it rebuilds strength and even improves bone density. So stay with me, because one of these exercises might be the difference between living independently and losing it. Quick question before we begin. How old are you and where are you watching from? I read every comment, and your answer helps other seniors feel less alone. Now, let's start with, and yes, this one will surprise you. Check your exercise number 5, seated calf raises. Independence starts in your calves. Most seniors ignore calf training, and that mistake quietly steals their mobility. Because your calves aren't just walking muscles, they power something called the venous pump, your body's natural circulation booster. Every time you contract your calf muscles, you help push blood from your feet back up toward your heart. If your calves are weak, blood pools in the lower legs. That's when you start seeing swollen ankles, heavy legs, varicose veins, night cramps, and higher risk of blood clots. And here's the scary part. Clots in older adults aren't rare. They're often silent until they become dangerous. Here's the correct way. 1. Sit in a sturdy chair, feet flat, knees at about 90 degrees. 2. Press through the balls of your feet and lift your heels as high as you can. 3. Hold at the top for maybe 2 full seconds. Feel the squeeze in the back of your legs. 4. Then lower your heels. Slowly. Back down. That slow lowering is what builds strength fast. It's called the eccentric phase. And it's where the magic happens. Start with 15 reps. Work up to 3 sets of 25 base. When that gets easy, add resistance. Place a heavy book or a small weight on your thighs. Best part? This exercise is joint-friendly. Even with knee or hip pain, most people can do it safely because the work is mainly in the ankles and calves. Many seniors notice within 10-14 days. Lighter legs, less swelling, better balance. And if you've ever felt unsteady getting up at night to use the bathroom, this is one of the simplest ways to make your legs feel awake again. Now let's move to 4. The muscle that determines if you can climb stairs, get out of a car, or stand up from the toilet without help. Exercise 4. Seated knee extensions, your stair muscle. Your quadriceps, the front thigh muscles, are the difference between independence and assistance. They're your stair muscles, standing up muscles, catch yourself before you fall muscles, and they shrink fast after 60. Walking on flat ground barely activates your quads, so your body doesn't get the message to keep them. Sit tall, back supported, grip the sides of the chair, straighten one leg until your knee is fully extended, toes toward the ceiling, hold 3 seconds, and squeeze the thigh hard, then lower slowly over 4 seconds. Now here's the part most people miss. The squeeze at the top matters more than how high you lift the leg. When you straighten your knee, actively tighten the front of your thigh as if you're trying to make the muscle wake up. This mind-muscle connection dramatically increases strength gains. A 2023 study in the European Journal of Applied Physiology showed that seniors who focused on squeezing the muscle during exercises gained 31% more strength than those who simply moved the leg up and down. Repetitions: 12 reps per leg, rest 30 seconds, 3 total sets. When this becomes easier, you can add light ankle weights, 2 to 5 lbs, or slow the lowering phase to 5 to 6 seconds. Orthopedic surgeons love this exercise because strong quads protect your knees. They act like shock absorbers, reducing wear on the joint every time you step. Now let's move to the muscle that determines whether you shuffle or walk confidently. Exercise number 3. Seated hip marches, fall prevention muscle. If you've noticed, shuffling steps, tripping over nothing, feet barely clearing the floor. This is not clumsiness, it's hip flexor weakness. Your hip flexors lift your leg every time you take a step. When they weaken, your gait shortens, balance worsens, and fall risk skyrockets. A 2022 Mayo Clinic study analyzed over 800 adults aged 60-85 and found hip flexor weakness was the strongest predictor of falls. Participants with weak hip flexors were 4 times more likely to fall within a year, and falls aren't minor at this age. According to the CDC, 1 in 4 adults over 65 falls each year. 20% result in serious injury. Hip fractures carry a 30% one-year mortality rate. This is why surgeons are aggressive about hip strength. How to do seated hip marches. 1. Sit near the front edge of your chair. 2. Sit tall. Don't lean back. 3. Lift your right knee toward your chest. Hold for 2 seconds. 5. Lower slowly. 6. Switch legs. That's 1 rep. Do more 20 total reps. Alternating legs. Complete 2 or 3 sets. Resting 1 minute between sets. Important rule. No swinging, no momentum. If you feel your body rocking, slow down. To progress, hold the top for about 5 seconds. Add ankle weights. Once comfortable, surgeons report that patients who do hip marches before joint replacement recover faster afterward because the muscles are already prepared. Now we move to the exercise that fixes posture, breathing, and upper body weakness, something walking completely ignores. Exercise number 2, seated rows with resistance band. Walking does nothing for upper back strength, posture, shoulder stability. That's why so many lifelong walkers still end up hunched forward. Weak back muscles allow gravity to pull your shoulders down and your head forward, a posture called kyphosis. This posture, compresses the lungs, makes breathing harder, shifts balance forward, increases fall risk, causes chronic neck and shoulder pain. A 2021 study in the American Journal of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation followed 300 seniors. The walking-only group showed no posture improvement. The seated rowing group improved spinal posture by 8 degrees and reported 63% less upper back pain. How to do seated rows. 1. Sit tall in your chair. 2. Loop a resistance band around the soles of your feet. 3. Hold the band with arms extended. 4. Pull elbows back toward your ribs. 5. Squeeze shoulder blades together. 6. Hold them 2 seconds. 7. Slowly return. Do 15 reps. 3 sets. The last few reps should feel challenging. This exercise acts like support cables for your spine, keeping you upright and stable. Now we reach the most important exercise of all. Exercise. Number 1. Sit to stand squats, the longevity test. If you only do one exercise for the rest of your life, make it this. The sit to stand squat is not just exercise, it's a predictor of longevity. A landmark study in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology followed over 2,000 adults. Those who couldn't stand from a seated position without using their hands were 6 times more likely to die during the study period. This movement activates quadriceps, glutes, calves, core, back, balance systems. No walking exercise comes close. Even more impressive, a 2023 study found seniors over 65 who performed sit-to-stands increased hip bone density by 19%. That's unheard of at this age. How to perform sit-to-stand correctly. 1. Sit in a sturdy chair. 2. Feet flat, slightly wider than hips. 3. Cross arms over chest. 4. Lean slightly forward. 5. Push through heels to stand. 6. Fully extend hips and knees. 7. Pause 1 second. 8. Lower slowly over 4 seconds. Do as 10 reps to start. Work up to 3 sets of 15 degrees. To progress, hold weight at chest. Water jug works. Slow descent to 6 to 8 seconds. This is why surgeons now prescribe this before surgery, not just after. Strong legs, better outcomes. Walking has its place. Your heart needs it. But independence requires resistance. These 5 chair exercises rebuild muscle, bone, balance, confidence. You don't need a gym. You don't need expensive equipment. You need a chair, a band, and consistency. Start with exercise number 5 today. Add 1 each week. In 30 days, stairs feel easier. Chairs feel higher. Life feels lighter. Now tell me in the comments, which exercise are you starting with? And if you've ever been told walking was enough after 60, share your experience. Your story may help someone else stay independent.